Yeah, girlfriend. So what was you talking about? Hello?
I just, sometimes I just get stuck because there's so much paperwork out there, but
You know, I remember back in 20. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
it's like anything that can be sealed for no reason. I mean, you can reasonably assume that fake paperwork can be filed. If someone can seal it and not let you, have access to it, and still don't want to show it, I mean, it's reasonable to assume people can doctor up paperwork and then stick it in there to say this is what happened. Because it's like the thing that keeps coming up more than anything. Everybody want to talk about these three houses. Okay? Let's talk about the three houses. The one house that I gave my assistant so that she could live in it because her family got put out of their apartment. I have no use for it. I have no use for it. I have no one to give it to. I didn't want to put them out of the house when I had my Willoughby house. You know, I got my Willoughby house. And then the other house that I had, I was going to sell it. I had to sell it so that I could have some liquid money to afford to stay in my Willoughby house because I wasn't getting any support then.
So you gave your personal assistant a house? You
I
get
gave her a house.
you just signed it over to her?
I let her stay in the house because I guess it was about 2 weeks after she came to work for me. And she came in one day, she was upset. And I asked her what was wrong, and she told me that they had gotten an eviction notice on the door. I mean, I didn't know her for 2 weeks. And then I knew I had some other properties. So I said to her, I got somewhere, for you to live. I said, but it's about 20 miles out. And she was like, oh, no problem. And I know she had a baby. She had her son then. And I said, I got a house. You can stay in it. I said, but you have to pay the utilities and y'all have to keep the yard up. Because I didn't have time to go out there anyway.
May I
And
ask
I
her
knew that,
race? What was her race that you gave her this house?
oh, she was black.
Okay.
She was black. Her husband, he was Caucasian. And they had a really cute little baby. They really did. Her son, he was really cute. But I hadn't met him. I hadn't met him. I didn't know him for nothing. All I knew was this young girl was standing in front of me. She was upset. She was crying because they were going to get thrown out. I volunteered, let her stay in the house. But the couple that I had previously, put in the house, they worked for me and Steve. So when Steve was getting ready to go to Atlanta, they went to Atlanta with him. That left a house available. So I let her go in there, live in the house, and when I saw it, after they moved in, the house looked like a tornado had gone through it. You know, carpet messed up, walls messed up, the stairs was messed up from people taking heavy furniture up there. Stairs was all knocked up, and the garage was a nightmare. I could not believe all that happened within a short period of time. So it was a day when I dropped over there and gave her her check, right? And I was going through so much. I was going through so much. The weight of the court and uh, Steve was sending people in like some of the properties that the judge told us to just stay out of it. Let's leave it alone till everything gets settled. But then, of course, there were people following his instructions. He was giving keys to the rest of our property, and people were going in there, stealing flat screens off the walls, all kind of mess. I couldn't keep up with it all. So anyway, after I saw the house like it was, I just said, that's it. I don't even want to deal with this house anymore. And I gave her $3,000 to pay the taxes on that house so that she would go and get the deed. And I quick deed that house over to her. That's how she got that house, $180,000 house.
Let me ask you something. Was this the same personal assistant that Ricky Smiley lied and said that
Yeah.
that was her? That was her?
Yeah. She went on his show and crying and carrying on about, Mary did this, and she was rude and she was mean. And I'm thinking, like, well, was I rude and mean when I gave you $180,000 house? Was I rude and mean when you were driving my Range Rovers up into Houston so that you could go to a football game to watch your sister? You took your mom and your sister. Y'all were going up there to watch a football game. Was I rude then? Was I rude when I was giving you all those Louis bags? Was I being rude then? What was I being rude about? It just really hurt. It just really hurt me that after that she would go on there saying what she said.
On the Ricky Smiley show when she went on there.
Yeah, she did.
Did you care about her?
I mean, yeah, I cared about her.
Well, yeah, to care. You gave her $180,000 house, and then she went on Ricky Smiley and lied.
Right, and she went on to the Ricky Smiley show. And then Ricky's sitting there talking about, I know for a fact Steve gave Mary $6 million. And how do you know that for a fact, Ricky? Because even the court documents do not reflect that.
Well,
it's like with all the paperwork that they got out there, where in that paperwork that it says I got $6 million? But then I know why he said that. He said that because he was Steve's friend. But I introduced Ricky to Steve like years previous to that.
What? How did you know Ricky Smiley in the beginning?
Well, Steve was getting presented the NAACP Entertainer of the Year award. Okay, and they were doing let me see. They wanted to do like one of Steve's comedic friends, at that point, Jay Anthony, and then I was like, wow, where can we get like a young up and coming comedian? And I remember him doing that church lady thing on BET, right?
Right.
And I said, man, I could get Ricky Smiley to do it. So when Steve found out Arsenio was going to be part of the presentation, and then his friend J. Anthony Brown, and then Cedric, I believe at that time, and then we brought Ricky Smiley up because he was up and coming. And Ricky, he just couldn't believe, he could not believe he was going to be on that stage with Steve. So when I told Steve, I said, man, we got this young up and coming guy named Ricky Smiley. And he said, I don't know, bleep, 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 Ricky Smiley, what you talking about? And I said, it's okay. I said, he's an up-and-coming young man. He's got this church lady thing that he does. So, for Ricky to sit there trying to take up for Steve, what he don't know is Steve didn't even want him on that stage with him. At the
Wow.
If it had not been for me, he wouldn't even have a relationship with Steve. He would not. So by the time Steve helped him get that radio show, it was like, whatever you want me to say or do, Steve, I'm your man, I'm your guy.
Yes, sir, master. Yeah.
Yeah, so when he came out of there, I know for a fact, Steve gave Mary $6 million. Dude, seriously?
Were you ever real close with Ricky, though? Were y'all ever friends?
Me and Ricky? No. I introduced him to Steve, and we really didn't hang around Ricky after that. We bumped into him here and there somewhere, but we didn't take him home or nothing. But I don't know how he and Steve connected later on, but I know he got their talk show, their radio show, because I think that was one of Kathy Hughes's venues. And he got Ricky Smiley that show. So I'm sure in his appreciation for the show, he just said, whatever you need for me to do. Yeah, I'll throw under the bus, whatever. So he's there, Jocelyn is there, just bold as day lion. you know. And but that was the one of the houses they're talking about. And like I said, the second house, and both those houses were mine. They were in my name. I bought them flat out, straight out. Even that second house, I had paid that house. I paid $500,000 for that house. So once the judge awarded me my Willoughby house, and Steve wasn't trying to give me any alimony support, I said I'll sell this house so that I can have liquid to live in my other house. But see, that's not reflected in the paperwork. They just keep getting stuck on Steve gave Mary. Steve ain't gave me nothing. I earned that property. He didn't give me nothing. We came up with nothing, so you can't give me nothing. So like I said, that's where the three houses, that's what they keep talking about. But what they don't talk about is that after I got that, if I had known he was going to throw me out of my Willoughby house, I'd have kept the other house out there in Arrowhead. I would have kept the house. But there was no need for me to keep the house.
See, I've never heard a judge order something, then take it back. Steve has a way of doing all judges like that. You know what I'm saying? All the judges that was in your case. Like, do you think that, like, well, it had to be the judge right knew everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because why would he just allow that to happen and then make you sell your house, you know, and you have no...
You know what? I don't know what made Judge Drago there. I don't know. I wasn't in the room. I'm not even going to speculate on it because I don't know. But all I know was a judge does not award you property and then take it back, have me evicted from my house, then tell me my house is going to get sold. After I've been awarded my house, you're going to sell that house, and whatever you get for it, you give him half so that he can pay the bills that he says that I came to him. She brought all this debt with me. Oh, seriously? But then I'm out of my house. It's like what?
So he's saying you was in debt, so like he couldn't pay for the house to make you stay in? That's what you saying he's saying?
He didn't want me to have that house because the note on the house was $20,000 a month. And this is way before utilities, the pool man, the landscaping, all of that. And before Winton's tuition at his school was $10,000 a year at this little private school that he was going to. So on top of all of that, he didn't want that. But then that was around about the time Marjorie came into the picture. And I'm pretty sure she put her claws out there and was like, what? She ain't gonna, But anyway, if I had known I was gonna get thrown out of my house, I would have. So after I was thrown out of it, I just went on back to LA and got myself moved back into that building where we moved when he first got that TV show, Me and the Boys. So it's a lot that goes with that house. But the man told him, if you sell that house under market value, and he did, it was $4.5 million property. He let some people move in there because they gave him $2 million cash. Did I get my half? No. So the judge told him, you got to pay her $10,000 a month until that $2.5 million is paid off. That's in the paperwork. But they don't want that shown. That's in that paperwork.
There was a lot of stuff that was altered, and there was a lot of stuff that was going on. So come on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. But then I was still not well. I wasn't well. I mean, I couldn't even recoup. I mean, Ricky Anderson came down.
Hey, you guys, I'm sorry. I just stopped the video because I just want you guys to hear some of the recordings of things that Mary had went on in 2017. I told y'all I got more footage and stuff like that, you know, that me and her went back and forth and talked. I really didn't want to release any of it because I don't know, you know, if it's gonna whatever. But at this time, even with the letters, everything else y'all done seen me put out about Mary, I'm not gonna let Steve blackmail me and do anything that he transpired and tried to go against Mary. Mary shared a lot with me. I kept these videos and audios for personal value for myself. So that's why y'all see all them different pictures, so you can see varieties of Mary. And at this time, you know, I'm going to be releasing some more. But at least I wanted you guys to hear some of what Mary went through. Like being thrown out of home and stuff when she shared all this with me in 2017. We got the bond pretty good at that time. And there's a lot of stories that Mary didn't say and things that she could say. But at this time, I'm not here to protect anybody anymore. Anything that I have now that she has left, and I'm telling you guys, you know, I told her I was going to be taping her just so I could understand what she went through. And I had to believe it for myself. But I've seen stalking. I've seen cyberbullying. I've seen Steve Harvey, you know, blackmail women into what they want. So I'm just letting you guys know, just brace yourself, because I just been going through a lot of footage that I have. Some of the stuff make me sick when me and Mary was talking about it at the time. But at this time, I'm here to shed light on the truth, because that's what God brought me in it for. So you guys stay tuned. Gonna look for some more. You guys will hear some more stuff that Mary shared with me in the past. I really want to thank everybody for supporting me, standing by me, you know, no matter what. Because at the end of the day, I didn't ask for this fight. It was brought to me. But just listening to some of Mary's stuff that she told me back then, it was like, damn, she went through all of this. And I prayed about it before I started releasing these audios, because I don't want Mary to ever think that I feel like I betrayed her. But it's not betraying her at this time. It's about a woman of color who lost her voice some type of way because this man tried to devour her and destroy her. So now, because she couldn't tell her truth and they did gag her, I wasn't stupid. Did you think I was going to sit around and don't have no recordings of Mary or no conversations about things she shared with me in 2017? That's where you made your mistake at. The only thing Steve Harvey had to do is make all this right in the beginning, and it would have never happened. So you guys stay tuned. Gonna download this one, and then I'll come back again and see which one next. And really, you know, they're in between conversations when me and Mary was having conversations, because we spent quite a bit of time together. So I'm just giving y'all little clips and pieces of what she felt in her life and her heart. While everybody tried to paint an image of her being crazy and disrespected, they looked at her and she had already been broken as a woman. And Steve didn't care. He broke her because that's what he does. So y'all pay attention now. I was going to be quiet, but I don't have to. God's in control of this, not man. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll talk soon. And brace yourself.